So I'm just doing these videos as promised to kind of take you through a more personal journey of what I'm writing at the moment to try and support you. But also it's kind of a process for me to experience my own journey. And it's brought up quite a lot. The beginning of the journey is really a lot easier to talk about because it seems kind of so far away, and it's making me recognize what a lot of people go through when they're first diagnosed, which is a good thing. It helps me revisit those points where life felt like it wasn't really worth it. So to kind of go on from what I said before, I obviously talked about the basis of autoimmunity. So my disease kicked in at 17, about 17, and I was away over a weekend, and I was hit with this massive pain in my eye, and I couldn't see light. I was sat in a darkened room with sunglasses on, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's just this, it's just that." And I eased it enough to get home and see the GP, who was a little bit concerned and sent me to the hospital. And they told me it was uveitis, and that this thing in my body, this thing in my eye, wasn't just my eye. It wasn't like an infection. My immune system was attacking my body. My body was attacking itself. There's nothing you can do about it. It just is. And it might come back and it might not. There was no lifestyle advice. There was no, this is what you could do to support yourself. There was no, how does that feel? And I was young and on my own and stressed out totally. I mean, I spent most of my life stressed out, but that was particularly stressful for me. And when I think back, I can remember feeling really bewildered when I came out. And obviously I was desperate to get this pain out of my eye. So I nipped to the pharmacy, got the steroids, and they were like magic, absolute magic. But the whole time I was like, why would my body attack itself? Why would something that's supposed to support you and take care of you, why would it do that? And I carried on taking the meds, and it went away. And then I hoped that the flare would disappear, but it kept returning and returning, and each time a little bit more angry and raw. And they were worried at the hospital. They were like, you're quite young to experience all of this. I had other symptoms as well, skin rashes and gut issues and a lot of stress. And in the end, I had so many steroid injections in my eye that I ended up with a cataract. And so that needed operating on. That took a couple of years for them to refer me to a specialist to see if they could help in any other way. I had the operation done in Edinburgh. They gave me, a chest x-ray, routine chest x-ray. And they also found sarcoidosis in my lung, but also in the back of my eye. I won't go into what that is at the moment. I'll try and write a little bit more about that. And they, over the years, they picked up a lot of other stuff as well. Luckily, the steroids that I needed prior to my operation kind of put that at bay, but that meant more hospital visits, more checkups, more fear in everyone. Like each time I had a test, was something else going to be found? I had blood tests, I had all sorts of internal examinations, I had all sorts going on, but not once really did anyone say, this might help. In fact, when I went to the GP and discussed all of this, and I said, look, I'm really looking into ways to support my immune system, when he asked me how, he laughed actually. And this was a GP that I'd known for a long time. It's not easy, having that. We're looking for these people to help and support us in our journey, and they don't always have the answers, and the answer and the toolbox that they have is relatively small and a little bit like that, because it's based around money and systems and time, but it can make you feel worthless, incredibly lost and worthless. And I'm broken, nothing's going to fix me, I've got to live with this for the rest of my life. And being that young, by the time I had my cataract, I was kind of 24. It was scary. It was getting scary. And I didn't really know what to do. So I started to look into all sorts of things, and I tried diet and lifestyle. I stopped smoking, which was obviously I'd found some research around that was a real trigger. Reduced my drink intake. But things were still there. The actual underlying reasons for my disease were still there because I was still chronically stressed, and really fearful about what was next. And so this kind of took me on a bit of a deeper journey. And this is when I found Reiki and a Reiki master that helped me to see a little bit more of an embodied way to work with energy, which was really, what is this telling you? And really based, I suppose, around the concepts of Louise Hay, that your emotional body is part of you and it speaks to you, and your symptoms are showing up because of. So yeah, this was the beginning of my journey, and that was kind of 17 to 24, 25, when I really started to research into a lot of health stuff. So just to really reiterate that this is part of my story, but I know it's part of yours too. And you're not lost and you're not broken. And, we can understand why our bodies are doing this. And nothing needs to be fixed or anything. It's just about understanding why our bodies are working this way and trying to get you through that little bit of chaos where everything feels against you, and it can be very, very lonely. So I'll be adding a little bit more to these videos when I feel bolder and brave enough as it goes on. But if you've got any questions about, autoimmune or the way I work, or any illness really that you're going through, then please just drop me a little message, and I'll get back to you, because it's always lovely to hear from people that are, going through the same thing. And if there's any way that I can help, then I absolutely will. So a little bit more about my autoimmune journey coming up very soon. If not, you can read the Substack, and there's 2 more layers to that and 1 more to come this week. So let me know if you've got any comments, and I'd love to hear from you. Take care. Lots of love.